In today's video, I will be reacting to the greatest story ever told between Larry Bird and LeBron James. And these are two of NBA's most polarizing figures ever. So this is going to be an interesting video, man. I'm interested in reacting to this. But before we get into that video, do me a big favor, man. Smash that thumbs up button. Also, if you're new to the channel, man, make sure you subscribe. And check this out. Just to show me y'all rocking with your boy and just to push me in that algorithm, comment down below Team Bird or Team Bron, or you can just say Team Rob Sports Center. Let's get in the video. All right, like I said, it's going to be an interesting topic right here, man. You know, because like I see a lot of people say, and I agree, that Bird is the greatest all-around player. That's arguably the same thing we say about LeBron in today's game, that LeBron is the better all-around player, like when you had the Bron and Kobe debate. So I'm interested to see how this video is put together.
Michael Jordan shared his 100% honest opinion about Larry Bird. He said, "People ask me all the time who my top 5 players are, and when I start saying Larry, they interrupt me. They say, you gotta be kidding me. You can't play with LeBron James."
Prime example of one of my videos a while back, one of my Bird reactions from like 2 years ago, right? We was at I think it was Christmas. It was Christmas or Thanksgiving. It was one of them. So we all are sitting outside, we having debates. So me and my stepdad was just debating the night before, and we was just talking about the greatest boxer, the greatest football, all that stuff, right? And we was talking about the greatest basketball player. And I brought up Larry Bird, and he just bust out laughing. So he didn't even, when we went over to my grandma's house, my uncle, he laughed at it when I said that. And I was like, that's insane to me that dude is really that much overlooked. But I get it, he doesn't pass the eye test, and that's what most people go off
far better than any small forward who played the game. Now, the lazy person would chalk that statement up to Michael Jordan being a LeBron hater.
He's not even looking in the right. I think you see Michael Jordan. I was thinking the same. Michael Jordan's a little left of that Charlotte bench. I think that was a look at Michael like, I think you're right. I think that's exactly what he was right at.
But not too long ago, this was common knowledge.
If you give me both these guys and you say you can start your team with either Larry Bird or LeBron James, I'm taking Larry Bird. I'm taking my chances. Thank you very much. Larry Bird was the baddest son of a gun on the planet. In a league with Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas, Dr. J. He was the best player in the world when the NBA was at a greater level.
I gotta watch that debate. Oh my God. I got to watch that debate, bro. I gotta watch that debate.
Let me ask you this.
3 straight?
Would Larry Bird be the best player in the world right now?
I believe he would.
Oh, he'd be better than Kevin Durant.
And dude, look,
I believe he would.
it makes me so mad because you got a lot of people that think they have the misconception that the guys back then couldn't play in today's NBA. Like, that's not facts at all. The guys who did their thing back in the day will be able to come in today's league and play. We're looking at the progression of the game and how these guys now are a lot more skilled than they were back then. But obviously, as time goes on, whatever it is, it evolves. So if those guys was playing in today's league, they would be evolved into the skill level of the athletes we see today. So, I mean, it's like, even if you say, would Jordan dominate in today's NBA? Jordan would have been Kobe in today's NBA. Like, Bird would have been LeBron outside of the athleticism. Or I got you one better, Jokic in today's NBA. So it's like, that debate, I hate hearing that debate. Honestly, I really do.
If his back didn't give out on him, if he didn't have surgery, if his body didn't fail him, we had a whole different conversation about Larry Legend. I'm sorry. He had it all.
So, Larry Bird,
He did.
or LeBron James. And for the record,
And then the thing about it, one of the things that sticks out the most to me about Bird, and like I said in the previous video, is the fact that, man, this dude had the warrior spirit. You know, I watched a lot of videos about lions and how lions would literally fight to the death. Bird had that warrior spirit regardless of the injury. Bird wasn't doing time management on night-to-night basis. Bird showed up and showed out every single night regardless how he felt physically or mentally and spiritually. And that's something I don't see in a lot of today's NBA. So the question we ask is, can these guys of the past play in today's NBA? Which the bigger question should be, could today's players in today's NBA play in the old NBA? That's a great question. And I think that's a debate we should be having a lot more than the old guys, the old generation.
But if you ask me who I'd take for one season, it gets very interesting. Because I'd take a 1986 Larry Bird season over any single season performance from from any player that ever lived. And if you ask me who I'd take for one game, or better yet, one shot, well, I'll let someone who actually lived through the Bird era tell you what they think.
Pat Riley.
All I know is one game from my life, I want Larry Joe Bird taking my last shot. That guy from French Lick, Indiana. Game on the line, free throw, three, jump shot, whatever it was. I'll take Larry Bird any day or any night over especially LeBron James.
Now, if you're still...
And man, I'm so sorry, guys. Please do not be upset with me with the pausing, man. I just can't. It's so prime example, right? You see what Skip just said. You know, he take him over all these people. So let's just say you take a player that might shoot a higher percentage three-wise than Larry Bird. I'm pretty sure it's a lot of them, just because of how late they implemented the three-point line, right? So the thing is this. He might has a higher percentage, but we're talking in terms of the game on the line, win or go home. A lot of players don't have that appetite for that spotlight to be able to show up when it's much needed. Dak Prescott, and if you're a Cowboy fan, y'all already know. But a lot of players don't have that. See, Bird had that mentality to where it was DB mentality, like in football. You get beat on the play, you come back out there and line like as if nothing didn't happen. And with Bird, like I said in the previous video, it was no hesitation with him. Soon as the ball hit his hand, it's shoot and pop. It's a catch and pop. Simple. Catch and pop. It ain't no second guessing myself. This is what I train for, right? And I'm built for these moments. And in these moments is when I'm going to show up and I'm going to show out and I'm going to solidify why I'm called Larry Legend. I'm speaking in terms if I was Larry Bird. Now I can pause a little too much, man, so I'm just going to let the video play now.
Helped rewrite the narrative of an entire generation and almost made Larry Bird the undisputed greatest of all time. Time and time again, Larry Bird came up clutch in the biggest situations.
Max looking, loops it to Bird, a runner. It's good! It's good! And the Celtics win it! Bird hits and the Celtics win it! 103 to 101.
Like I say, no hesitation, bro. No hesitation. Check him out.
2 seconds left.
Catch and pop. And then what was so funny about a lot of these shots, this dude was shooting these shots off balance.
The 1987 NBA Finals versus the Lakers, when Larry Bird and the Boston Celtics were trying to repeat as NBA champions, Celtic Nation came to expect it. And in game
These was the true days when the Warriors played, man.
2-1 in the series. The game came down to the wire.
Boston 4, LA 2.
These were the days when the Barbarians playing, man. Every week is competing. It ain't none of that friend taking vacations together and stuff like that. We prepare to beat one another. And not just beat one another, but dominate, conquer one another. Ooh.
Jumping for joy, and they lead it 104 to 103, and another timeout called by DC Jones.
And coming out of a timeout,
That was a nasty lob by Kareem. Oh,
confident
Chase
as
lob.
ever, tells his defender James Worthy exactly what he's gonna do to him.
He would come out of timeout. I remember this one time, you might have heard this before because he did it with a lot of people. I had to guard him. You know the player's coming, but he would tell you what's coming. With DJ Hamilton, Mikhail's going to set up a pick for Robert. That's only to free him up to come and set a pick for me. And he says, if you trail, I'm going to trail into the lane, shoot a little floater. He said, if you try to get over
See, in today's
he
NBA,
said, I'm going to pop to that corner.
that's a foul.
That's a jumper in your fucking face. I'm like, fuck you. I'm all up on it. You know, I got his shirt tail, I'm holding it. You know, I'm like, you know where I'm from. I'm from Gastonia. Sure enough, man. The ball comes in. DJ takes a couple dribbles. I'm quick enough. I think I can get over the top. I get over the top. I get out there, but he pops to the corner and I'm running. He kind of waiting, waiting.
Why would you even leave off a Bird?
He was an asshole.
Look at that. Man, come on. Now I gotta pause it one more time. Make that make sense. So you're gonna leave off of an effective three-point shooter to go cover a mid-range shooter that's probably don't even have a higher percentage than Bird shooting from the three. That don't make no sense. My thing would have been if anybody else is gonna make this shot, it ain't gonna be Larry Bird. And if he make this shot, he gonna make this shot perfectly covered and possibly double covered, like he did against Pimpin and Jordan. But to sit there and say, I'm gonna leave you to go, nah.
With the Celtics up by 2, Kareem comes down and gets fouled with 8 seconds left. Who makes the first? And this is the second.
And it's Lakers ball with 7 seconds to go.
One Celtic rebound could have sealed this game, but the ball goes out of bounds and the Lakers get the possession. And with 7 seconds to go, the Lakers still had life. Just 3 years earlier, in the 1984 finals versus the Celtics, Magic Johnson choked in a similar situation, earning the nickname Tragic Johnson. But this time, he was ready.
My man switched to Kareem, and Kevin McHale jumped out to me. As soon as I saw Kevin, I said, oh, I'm taking him.
You know, Magic puts it on the floor, a couple head and shoulder fakes, he raised up in the air, and there was nobody that was going to get that shot.
That was a hell of a sky hook.
Down by 1, with 2 seconds on the clock, Larry Bird and the Celtics find themselves in a situation they've been in many times before.
Johnson on the inbound.
Bucket.
Freeze. What do you think happened?
Bucket.
Now let's give this shot some context. For 2 years straight, the Boston Celtics had the greatest home court advantage of all time. The prior year, in 1986, the Celtics finished with a regular season record of 40-1. This record
At
still
home?
stands as the best regular season home record ever. Yes,
They only lost
better
one
than
game at
Michael
home.
Jordan's 96 Bulls, and better than Steph Curry's 2016 or 2017 Golden State Warriors. And if you include the playoffs, they were 50-1 at home.
That's
So for
insane.
anyone who thinks the 96 Bulls and the 2017 Warriors are the 2 best teams of all time, at home, Larry Bird's 1986 Celtics were better. Let that sink in.
Someone asked me the other day, they said, it's the toughest arena you had to play in. And I said, Garden, Boston. I said, they were almost impossible to go in there and beat because you could not make a mistake with them. Those guys made you play, and it was him. Like, he was like,
He
he was
put
a
that between his
savant
legs.
on the court. Like, just a savant, like 2 plays ahead on everything. And so, please, let's not forget.
Ooh, that was nasty. That was nasty.
The Celtics fell off that following year in 1987. They were 39-2.
And that's what you consider falling off.
So including the playoffs, for the last 2 years, the Celtics were 99-4 at the Boston Garden, up until that shot by Bird. This means, statistically, there was a 96% chance that that potential game-winning shot by Bird was going in. Now, what do you think happened?
I still think he made
Well,
it.
they set up a great play. Bird walked.
That's how confident I am in Bird. I still think he made
All
that.
the way out. We've done it before. Clear everybody out, go to the ball, break the corner.
Max looking, loops it to LeBron.
2 seconds left. Into Bird. He fires.
I still think he made it.
Celtics win.
Bird, a runner. It's gone.
They putting up all that statistical data for me to doubt him. I still think he made it.
On the inbound. Bird fires it.
He caught it here, and as he caught it, all he had to do was turn. He just turned, and he just let this thing go.
Bird fires it.
Got a wide open look. It's gonna land. Now I'm standing right there. It is
The
straight.
suspense is killing me, bro.
And the Lakers have won in Pat Riley, and the Lakers dance off the court.
We're lucky because it was right on the line. He looked at me like, how did you ever leave me that wide open?
That
You gotta be kidding me. Changed the whole series.
Every time I watch that shot, I still think it's going in.
yeah.
Larry thought it was going in. Magic thought it was going in. Pat Riley thought it was going in. If
But the thing about it, like I say,
and
if you put Bird in a similar situation, the next game, other than that one, he'll still take that shot again. And that's what makes those players like Bird, Bron, Mike, Kobe, all these guys great, is because they never shy away from that moment. And that's what you want in a champion. That's the sign of a true champion, regardless. Win or lose, I'm gonna put the team on my back, and I'm gonna still take this shot. So I'm gonna take the good with the bad. So when I miss this shot, guess what? I'm gonna hold my head up high, and I'm gonna tell y'all the same thing. You put me in the same situation again, I'm gonna take the shot again.
Exact same situation 10 times, he probably hit 9 of them.
Most definitely.
And if Larry Bird hits that shot, then the series is tied 2-2. And with the next game at the Boston Garden, there's no way you can convince me that this Celtic team, with the greatest home court advantage of all time, led by one of the most clutch players in NBA history, doesn't win that next home game. So instead of being down 3-2 going back to LA and losing those NBA finals, the Celtics would have been up 3-2. And with all of that momentum on the Celtics side, all they needed to do was win one game in LA to give Larry Bird his 4th title, add another Finals MVP to his collection, become the first team to win back-to-back titles since Bill Russell with the Celtics in the 60s, and silence all doubt on who won the Bird versus Magic rivalry. One shot could have changed everything, and the conversation about the greatest player of all time would have been very different.
Larry Bird at his best, LeBron James at his best.
Oh, I gotta go with Larry Joe. I gotta go with Larry Joe.
You take Larry Joe.
Larry Joe, for the win.
When Reggie Miller said that, it was headline news the next day because the media fawns over LeBron James more than ever. But to many Larry Legend truthers, it wasn't a surprise at all.
Skip, Reggie would take Bird over LeBron. Do you concur, my friend?
I do concur. In a hypothetical draft, would I take him over LeBron James to start my franchise? Yes, I would. And I don't think it's even close.
Now you would think that Skip Bayless, as the ultimate contrarian, would be challenged by his co-hosts for such an opinion. However, this is one of the rare things that they 100% agreed on.
You know, in terms of leadership, in terms of clutch, in terms of shooting ability, and overall championship credentials, not just trophies, but a mentality, Larry Bird gets the nod over LeBron James.
I'm guessing that right now about 80% of our viewing audience does not agree with either one of us.
Well, all that means is that they don't know you.
They don't know.
I would love to pick LeBron, but in terms of clutch, money time, there's no contest. He's not even in Larry Bird's class.
Right.
Not even close.
It's not even close. If you like stats, here's Larry Bird versus LeBron James season stats, while both are at the age of 30. Larry Bird averages more points, more rebounds, more assists.
The thing, and here's the thing.
Percentage.
A lot of times with those stats and stuff, I don't too much care about a lot of that. The thing that like I said, that gravitates me towards Bird is the mentality. And it's like, you look at Bird. Bird is a star, a Hall of Famer, the best player on the team, playing as if he's a person trying to earn a spot. Bird's diving for passes, diving for loose balls, putting his body on the line, game after game after game, coming in hurt. And a lot of these players, like, no disrespect to Bron, you look at the one game, Bron had to be carried off the court, I think because he cramped. But this man, Bird, falls on the ground, head hits the court, and still comes back in and plays. So, like I say, it's the mentality for me that gravitates me towards to Bird. And this is no disrespect to LeBron. LeBron is a great player.
So when someone asks you, what is Larry Bird better at than LeBron? You can say pretty much everything.
Hold on, is he ahead of Larry Bird?
No.
No! What was Bird better at?
Bird's a better shooter. It's not close.
Most definitely.
I think Bird is as good or better as a passer. A much more fluid, much more natural passer than LeBron James, a creative passer. LeBron James, for a superstar, he's as good a passer as anyone outside of maybe Magic and Bird. Bird was a better passer. Bird's a better rebounder. The fact is that Larry Bird didn't stay healthy, and the fact is that basketball's played so differently now. When it comes down to the end of a game in a championship series, I would rather have Larry Bird have the basketball.
Well, duh. Is there any way on earth you would take LeBron James over Larry Bird in the clutch?
There's no way on earth that I'd pick him over Larry Bird in the clutch. I can tell you that much. Larry Bird was not just a superior shooter from anywhere in the court, just like you highlighted. Not only was he a near 90% shooter from the free throw line, which LeBron can never brag about, but when you talk about money time, whether it's a particular juncture in the season where you're trying to position yourself for the playoffs, or you're talking about the last minutes of a game, or you're talking about the last shot in a game, or you're talking about a game 7, or you're talking about anything that indicates clutch, you simply can't pick LeBron over Larry Bird because you can pick almost no one in NBA history over Larry Bird. When it was money time, you knew where the ball was going, and you also knew there was little to nothing that you could do about it. It was just a matter of whether or not Larry Bird was going to make it or miss it.
But even despite
I don't see no lies in that.
numbers, to those who actually saw Larry Bird play, the eye test is all they need.
I don't have other numbers that will support you on LeBron. I may lose this, but you know what? I'm going with these, all 4 of them. And I'll watch that dude dominate an era that has some of the greatest players of all time playing. This isn't a diss on LeBron. I'm not dissing LeBron. I love LeBron. We both love LeBron. Everybody appreciates how great he was. But as time passes, it's easy to forget how great Larry Bird was.
So all of that said, right here, right now, Larry Bird remains the greatest small forward ever, period, end of story.
And the thing about it is this, right? We want to address the elephant in the room. The main reason why no one wants to acknowledge Bird as being one of the clutchest players of all time, or even one of the greatest of all time, is because of his appearance. He's an unathletic looking Caucasian male. So that's what everybody's paying attention to, opposed to actually paying attention to what he done whenever he was on the court. Because if you had any credibility when it comes to the game of basketball, you would look at Bird and see that this guy had everything that you could want. You know what I mean? But this is it. That is it for this video, man. If you did enjoy this video, once again, like I said at the beginning, smash that thumbs up button. Also, if you're new to the channel, man, make sure you subscribe. And when you subscribe, click that post notification bell where you be notified on all things Rod Sports Center. And I'll see y'all in the next video.